Hello everyone, my name is Luke Lenig, and today I will be explaining what the effective writing process in the workplace should look like. The topic today is just figuring out what you should do to make sure that you can be the best writer you can be in the workplace. So first, I'm going to just explain the benefits of an effective writing process in the workplace. So what this will do will make it much easier to communicate between you and all your other coworkers. It makes everything much more organized, which going back to my first point was it'll make like communication a lot easier. Um, and also you have the opportunity to impress your coworkers when you do this well. It makes you sound intelligent and allows you to be able to communicate on a higher level than others, and it will allow your teamwork to be more effective. Because a lot of the times in the workplace you have to work with others, and to make sure that you have effective writing is very important because it'll help you reach your goals as a team, and it will help you just your company overall. The next thing I'm going to go through today is the explanation of the writing process. So what I think you should do, or what I'm teaching you guys to do, is you need to approach what you're going to write. So first you need to sit back and think, okay, what am I going to write, and how am I going to write it? And then what you're going to do is once you figure that out, you need to draft your approach, which is basically just a rough draft. You need to just get everything together and make sure that you're doing everything correctly. Just kind of put your thoughts onto the computer and write. And after that, you're going to go back and revise your draft. So you're going to kind of go back and just generally overlook it and make sure that everything looks okay. And then after you do that, you're going to finally go and edit your final draft, which is when you're really just going to strip away everything that you need to. I find this to be the best way to approach your writing, and especially in like emails and essays and anything you're doing in the workplace. Next, I'm going to talk about the explanation of rhetorical analysis. So what you're trying to do is you're trying to teach your audience something, and what you're trying to do as well is you're trying to reach a certain audience. So once you figure that out, you need to figure out what content you're going to put into your paper. So what I mean by that is that once you figure out the paper and what you're going to write, you just need to really figure out the information you're going to put into that paper to make sure it's interesting for the people reading it. The goal of all this, of the rhetorical analysis, is to make sure that you reach your audience and it's an effective thing, so they understand it and they know that it's like worth their time. Next, I'm going to talk about the explanation of the principles of writing. First, you need to be very clear about what you're writing. People that write essays and emails and just they go kind of all over the place, it's not very effective because a reader will sit back and think, okay, what am I reading right now? What am I doing? So the principles of writing, you need to make sure that you stay very on track and make sure that the reader will not lose interest, and they will also be able to follow what you're talking about and understand what you're talking about. You need to get to the point. A lot of the times, like in the workplace, people get a ton of emails every day. You need to make sure that's to the point, very concise, so that they know what they're looking at and know that they're not wasting their time reading a whole bunch of stuff that doesn't really matter. Next, I'll be talking about building effective paragraphs. So, what you need to do to be an effective paragraph writer is just the first sentence, you need to lay out the main topic you're going to be covering in that paragraph. You just need to put out the main idea so the reader knows, okay, that's what he's going to go into. After that, you're going to go into details and figure out what details you want to put into your paragraph, and to help explain what you need to, what you're trying to get across to the reader. Finally, you need to wrap it up and conclude it in the final sentence. What I mean by this is that you're going to take all the information you talked about and wrap it up and reiterate the main point so then the reader knows, okay, this is what I'm trying to do, or trying to get across, so they understand. Finally, my favorite part of the writing process is how to compel an audience. Honestly, I find that the most important thing is to start with a hook and make sure that you grab the attention of a reader. It's something I love to do. It's kind of a challenge, and I love to sit back and think, okay, what can I do to make sure that this reader is like, oh, I really want to read this. So you need to make sure it starts with a hook, and then that's what's going to draw the reader in. He's going to be like, okay, or he or she's going to be like, okay, I need to pay attention to what's going to be said. And also, I think it's really important to compel an audience is to make sure you're very organized and the paragraphs are very fluid and easy to read. Because if you do that, then it's going to make the reading a lot easier, and it's going to allow the reader just to effortlessly read it, which is we all look for. Something else I learned is just like with effective writing, it's communication is huge, no matter if it's group projects or in the workplace. I think that writing is the key basic point to all this, and I think if you can follow these steps and be able to clearly put your point across, you're going to be able to turn this over to the real world. All right, thank you.